सो हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर फ्रेश एपिसोड ऑफ आर्किस पॉडकास्ट। सो आज के पॉडकास्ट में हमारा साथ देने वाले हैं अभिषेक सर, जो कि सिविल इंजीनियर है, BIM एक्सपर्ट है, इंजीनियर है ए कॉम इंडस्ट्री में। एंड वो एक कंटेंट क्रिएटर भी है यूट्यूब पे। सो आज के एपिसोड में हम बेसिकली बिम इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, बिम के ऊपर बात करने वाले हैं। तो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग, काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेटिव पॉडकास्ट होने वाला है ये। सो हम पॉडकास्ट की शुरुआत एक काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंफ्यूजिंग, स्टिल कंफ्यूज है लोग अभी भी। ऑल्दो कि BIM काफ़ी पुरानी चीज़ है, काफ़ी पहले इंट्रोड्यूस हो चुका था, लेकिन अभी ये थोड़ा अपना बूम ले रहा है इंडस्ट्री में। तो अभी स्टिल कंफ्यूजन है यूथ के अंदर कि BIM एक्चुअली है क्या, और ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है। जबकि हम देखें कि जैसे कंपेयर करें कि एक BIM इंजीनियर की या फिर कोई आर्किटेक्ट जो बिम को एज अ मतलब करियर चूज करता है, उसके सैलरी भी बाकी आर्किटेक्ट से ज्यादा होगी या फिर बाकी इंजीनियर से ज्यादा होगी। तो ये इतना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है, और ये BIM एक्चुअली है क्या। अगर एक 5 साल के बच्चे को समझना हो कि, या फिर 5 साल तो चलो बहुत छोटा हो गया, उसको तो पता भी नहीं होगा। एंड अगर आप 5th स्टैंडर्ड के या 6th स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे को समझना हो कि बिम क्या है, तो उसे कैसे समझाया जाए।
So basically, a BIM stands for Building Information Modeling. Okay,
हाँ।
and BIM has laid the foundation of digital transaction in AC industry. Like AC
या।
industry stands for architecture,
हम्म।
engineering, and construction. Okay, so BIM is a complex and design and construction process that supports
हम्म।
architecture in creative builds based
या
on the intelligent model and enabled by the cloud technology. Okay,
या
BIM helps create and manage information for build asset holistically. Okay,
या या।
the model integrates structured data and data
हम्म।
from the multidisciplinary or
हम्म।
digital representation and asset. Okay,
ओके।
and throughout its life cycle for
हम्म।
planning, designing, and construction and
हाँ।
operation and maintenance.
तो लाइक बिम इतना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों हो जाता है AEC इंडस्ट्री में।
Like already I told you, BIM like is a digital representation of physical
हाँ।
and functional characteristic of the building. Okay,
हम्म।
BIM modeling has revolutionized the architecture, engineering, and construction industry by improving various aspects of building engineering process,
ओके।
including like collaborative and coordination.
हाँ हाँ।
Like in with the help of BIM, we can coordinate on and collaborate with other discipline. Okay,
ओके।
and cost and schedule management with the help of BIM we can do it, and
ओके।
quality control also we can use for BIM,
ओके।
and for sustainability because and energy efficiency we can use for BIM, and
ओके।
apart from that construction safety. So
हम्म।
BIM helps a lot in these industry. Okay, overall building
ओके।
information modeling has transformed the AC industry by
हम्म।
improving collaborative and coordinations, reducing cost and schedules, improving the quality control, like promoting
हम्म।
sustainability. Nowadays it
ओके।
is very important, and increasing construction safety by providing a detailed digital representation of the building. BIM
हम्म।
modeling enables the entire AC industry to work more efficiently,
हाँ।
and with the sustainability.
बिम को आपने काफी अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करा ऑलरेडी, लेकिन मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि बिम की लाइक हाउ डिड इट स्टार्टेड, मतलब हमें बिम की जरूरत पड़ी क्यों इस इंडस्ट्री में।
Okay, so basically, let's talk about like history. Like BIM
ओके।
is not educated like by one person. Okay,
हाँ।
uh, uh, it is a rich history from the United States, like and for Central and Northern Europe and all the way
हम्म।
to Japan.
ओके।
It's also interesting to note that the portion of BIM history is uh, started from Cold War
हम्म।
itself, and
ओके।
now like nowadays we are using for it is started from 2D CADs, and now we are using
या।
for 3D and for 4D, 5D, 6D.
ओके।
So so that is, and we are generally preparing our design from different field like structure, architecture, mechanical, electrical, and firefighting
या
and etc.
एग्जैक्टली।
But how to check our design is struggling or not
हम्म।
with other service and other design or are getting hampered clashed with my designs. BIM is platform where
एग्जैक्टली।
can check the design coordination and solve issue of all the services.
हम्म।
Like we now the point is like when and how BIM works, right?
या।
So every successive project passed with the four stage. Okay,
ओके।
like concept phase, design phase, construction phase, and as build phase. Okay, in the
ओके।
concept phase, when any type of project are getting a shape in architecture mind, like
हम्म।
architecture are trying to map the same into documents. Okay, that
Okay.
documents are the main root and is the named as the concept document. Okay.
Okay.
And now in the designing phase, the next is called design phase. Okay. That implement the whole concept in design phase, like implement the whole concept into the site requirement design. Design experts are able to introduce their high-end design to the project. From this
Yeah.
stage, BIM also can be introduced as a design are getting ready from all the prospect and ready to implement on site. Okay. BIM process pause the system and make a virtual site to install whole design into a virtual project to justify when the virtual model with all the services ready. BIM experts run class dissection, coordinations, process, and analysis also, project management, cost management, and so many factors for each corner. Okay. After raising and solving all the design issue, the project is moving towards the next stage that called construction phase. Okay. So here comes to the civil engineers. They use mostly for civil. Okay. At the construction phase, like BIM helps to export good for construction drawing from its models and helps the site engineer to understand the critical zone in 3D visualization. After construction, then project enters into the as-built phase. Okay. So at the as-built phase, like BIM helps to add information into the virtual model of change of the project made at the time of the construction and asset management, facility management, and so on.
Okay.
Finally, the site project and your virtual model are 98 to 99% done. Okay. It means BIMs help you to do cost saving, time saving, better material, and resource management, and project management also.
Okay.
And it helps also to virtual documentation, facility management, and make you understand about the future development and the scope as well.
Okay. So, being an architecture student, so BIM सीखना मेरे लिए कितना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, या फिर मुझे BIM अभी इस स्टेज पे सीखना भी चाहिए या फिर नहीं? So मुझे क्या करना चाहिए अभी बेसिकली एज अ स्टूडेंट?
So actually for architecture, there was a time when architecture would draw by hand every drawings detail and their design. The drawing themselves would take many months to finish. Okay. And the construction would take exponentially more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Then they employ other people to do the drawing for them, and so they could focus on other things like employ other people to do other drawing for themselves. So they can focus on the things like designing. Gradually, they started using machines for the job computer aided design. Okay. The drawing where the same plans and elevation section they create in CAD and then they use in this drawing, and after that comes this BIM. So like you were saying that like how much important to like you, right? So we are at the point where the majority of buildings are being crafted digitally in many countries. Like BIM is a government mandate for all the public projects.
Okay.
Keeping up this many freedoms are replacing from the 2D from CAD to BIM. Okay, standard. BIM also helps to trace the life cycle of the building virtually, helping architecture with the intensive tasks like energy analysis, impact assessment for their design. And apart from that, like if you are belong to architecture, so nowadays everything going in digitally. Okay, we are not using for drawings and for paper, because paper, I mean, we cannot save it properly, but I mean virtual data we can save it in the cloud base, and we can later whenever we want we can use it with the same clarity, right? If we draw something in paper and something else and we can keep it after some time, it is not good as it is in the cloud based, right? So that's why I think BIM is very important for architecture.
So आज के टाइम पे इंडिया में बिम इंडस्ट्री लाइक या फिर बिम सॉफ्टवेयर की बात करें तो किस स्केल तक यूज हो रहे हैं, एंड इंडिया में जो लाइक काफी सारे से जब हम बिम के बारे में सर्च करते हैं तो हमें हाई राइज बिल्डिंग्स दिखती हैं, हाई राइज बिल्डिंग्स की एग्जांपल्स दिखती हैं. सो बिम इंडस्ट्री या फिर बिम सॉफ्टवेयर क्या छोटे स्केल के प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए भी यूज हो रहे हैं?
So see, India has a high population density, okay, and apart from that, for India that huge population, so the increasing more infrastructures, educational space, and is social housing, right? Moreover, as it started by the BIM Academy, according to 2017 and 18 economic survey report, by 2040, India will be required to high investment for around 4.5 trillion for the developing infrastructure and thereby reach its expected economic growth. Okay. Two of the most significant challenge the Indian construction industry faces are time delays and significantly unforeseen cost due to the either during the development of the construction project. Okay.
Okay.
As it started by the virtual building studio, one of the BIM modeling and BIM outsourcing service providers from India, officially from the Niti Aayog, claimed that the BIM could have saved up to 20% of the cost in the development of the project by reducing the project time and errors. Companies and specialists working in the construction are aware that the use of BIM methodology is the best option to address these problems. Okay.
Okay.
They know that the use of BIM would reduce cost of time delays. In addition to the implementation of BIM would reduce working hours and allow for better supply chain management. Important like Indian companies in the AC sector, I mean architecture, engineering, and construction sector,
Okay.
have already used BIM methodology in their projects.
Okay.
The obstacle that show that the full implementation of the BIM across the country are not exclusively to India. Companies point out the high cost involved in this digital transformations, the lack of BIM qualified professional in locus, and the cost involved in the acquiring new cutting edge building software as the most relevant one. Nevertheless, they are aware of the benefits of the BIM and would bring to their projects. It would allow them to return the investment associated with the updated and building procedure in the short period of time. In this respect, the virtual building studio assets that about 76% of design, engineering, and constructions executives and expected to make an investment in the digital tools is nearing future. Okay, the exponential growth of the construction industry in the country will require from the Indian government an investment of and major for the developments of the BIM and the ASC sectors in the near future. To be fair, Indian government has already given important steps in the implementation of the using BIM, like the personal rapid transit system in Amritsar. You're from like Punjab, right?
Yeah.
So there is rapid transit system that is also used that they are using also BIM. Okay. And even the Bangalore International Airport. Even Nagpur Metro Rail Corporation also using, even Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. So these are the like project BIM Indian government has mandated to do. So they are using BIM also. And even for the Central India Gwalior railway station are example of the mega infrastructure projects that have been developed in the framework of BIM methodology.
Okay.
So a lot of things going on in the in the AC industries. So yeah, when it comes to the BIM implementation in India, actually, if we're using BIM now, so there is a lot of benefit of that. Okay, like we can save the time, we can save the cost, and apart from that, we will not get the errors. Like in the like if we are not using BIM, so in future definitely we will get the error, and then we need to collapse the building, and then we have to reconstruct. Okay, so it will take a lot of time and money also. Okay, so that's why BIM is like very like for small, for large, for everyone. I mean, the BIM is very benefit for everyone.
So सोशल मीडिया पे ना ये सवाल काफी ज्यादा लाइक सर्च होता है, बीटेक वर्सेस बी आर्क. तो आप खुद एक इंजीनियर हो, तो आपके दिमाग में कभी ये चीज आई है कि आर्किटेक्ट ज्यादा अच्छे होते हैं या फिर इंजीनियर ज्यादा अच्छे होते हैं?
So actually, like I belong to civil engineering, so that's not a problem. Even I starting, I was looking for the like I need to do BTech or I like in architecture. So let's first talk about like what is architecture and what is civil engineering. Okay, and then we can say okay. So basically, civil engineering is, if we talk about like civil engineering. Okay, so civil engineering is a much broader than architecture and deals with the design, planning, and construction for buildings. Okay, road, bridges, and other infrastructure projects. Okay. Civil engineers are involved in all the construction phase, like designing, planning, overseeing the construction process. And if we talk about the architecture deal with the design and planning of buildings, okay, such as houses, factories, museums, sports arena, office buildings, skyscrapers, and so on. Architecture is usually involved in the pre-construction phase, okay, like designing, planning, and don't oversee the construction process itself, right? As an architecture, you will spend most of your time in the offices, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should like always choose the one circular before enrolling into any academic program. For student, I'm saying it's quick and easy way to ensure that the course you will take meet your expectations. So if you are happy with your ratio between the theoretical and practical classes, okay. So like civil engineer or architecture programs vary based on where, like it's a very based on where you study, like which level, like BTech and masters, which level you want to study, the length of the academic program, and so on.
Yeah.
So like if we're talking about me, so actually I was interested in civil engineering because maybe in the sometime currently I'm working in the BIM field, but at the some time when I was when I was a student, I thought that I will may work in the construction site also. So maybe in future, like if the requirement, some of the time requirement of the comes, so maybe I have to visit sometime for like for site also.
Cool.
So I was interested in the site also. So that's why.
Okay. So आपने अभी तक कितने बीम प्रोजेक्ट्स में काम करा है एंड व्हाट वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस फ्रॉम दैट? सो कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहता है एज अ बीम इंजीनियर काम करना किसी रियल प्रोजेक्ट पे?
Okay, so actually I am working as a BIM designer. Okay, so BIM designer use specialized software to create 3D models, which can be used throughout the entire construction process, from design to construction and maintenance. Okay. Enforcing building codes and ensure that project meets regular requirements, using computer design like CAD and Bentley software to create details, plan and structures, communicating regularly with our team members and to ensure that project is on track. Okay, collaborating with the architecture engineers and other professionals to ensure that the construction plans meets all the engineering requirements. Currently I am working as a scan to beam on the BIM project. Okay. So demands in growing in the AC industry for the implementation of the BIM. So is the demand for creation of BIM systematic, and for existing building, scan to BIM is quickly becoming an integral part of the BIM process. Okay. So currently I'm working on the project that is scan to BIM. So keep it simple, like scan to BIM is the process of digitally capturing a physical space or site as a laser scan data, which is then used for the creation of the development and maintenance of the BIM model. So if you like confused with the like what scan to BIM, so like there is some laser machine, okay, that is, and then we use that for the what we call create some point clouds. So like suppose that there is a laser scan data, okay, data almost always take the from the point cloud. So with the help of laser machine, we create point cloud. Yeah. Like a point cloud is a set of data points within the three-dimensional cloud coordinate system, like position X and Y and Z. These and can represent the external surface of the object or interior environment. Okay. So 3D laser scanning device, for example, terrestrial laser scanner and mobile mapping system can take millions of measurements, and collect information about the already built environment, and all this information then process and assemble into a virtual representation with a point cloud. Okay. With the help of then point cloud, we use to create 3D model. Okay. So that is called scan to BIM.
Okay. सो आज के टाइम पे अगर मुझे या फिर हमारे किसी इस पॉडकास्ट के व्यूअर को अगर बिम सीखना हो तो वो किस किस सोर्सेज से बिम सीख सकता है, या फिर मतलब कोई स्पेसिफिक यूनिवर्सिटी है या फिर ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज अवेलेबल होते हैं, तो कैसे सीख सकता है कोई बंदा?
So BIM, like it's not a software, okay, it's a modern approach to collaborative construction, which is based on the advanced software to create a central integral interesting building model, which is shared by all the discipline. Okay. Each discipline contribute their own information for the model. Okay. Data from other discipline is referred and regularly updated to ensure consistency. The model can be integrated in the extra data whole range of the process. It's a different from 3D modeling in that everything line is single central model. Okay. So like you were saying that which software they want to, like, so BIM is just what we call BIM is a process. Okay. BIM इसके अंदर ना बहुत सारे सॉफ्टवेयर आते हैं, ठीक. So if you belong to from architecture, so there is the different software. If someone is belong to from civil engineering, so there is a different software. Okay. So whatever, I mean, like in which field you are currently studying, so according to that and what do you want. So because like I cannot work in the architecture field and I cannot use their software to create that architecture work. So if someone is working in the structure, so they have to learn some other software, because they have to do some detailing also, for rewiring also, like BBC, make the BBC. So for every field of students, so there is some different software that they need to learn. Okay. But for my actually, I was doing diploma. After that, I started my job, and in between my job, I have completed. Apart from my job, I completed my BTech also.
Okay.
So that time I just completed AutoCAD and Revit. Okay, I learned from some institute. Okay. So that's it. I have learned just AutoCAD and Revit. So like anyone, if they want to start, just learn basic 1 to 2 3 software, and just get into any companies. And if they will get they will start their working. So the company will automatically, they will give the training and all to work on the other project.
सो अब आप अपनी कंपनी के बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए, एईकॉम के बारे में, लाइक वो किस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स को डील करती है?
AECOM is like American multinational engineering firm. Okay. Employee have treated as a partner. No wonder people don't want to leave AECOM. They offer a great engineering career, and for freshers, and I have been working as a BIM designer here. So I would say AECOM is simply a great kickstart to your career, especially when you are upskill and look for the right job opportunity to grow and learn. Every day is new learning curve, and senior officials are full of knowledge and wisdoms. Right from architecture and business intelligence, all are so full of skill that really help you motivate to work. Teammates are quite humble and willing to go extra mile with the help. There is nothing called out the individual's hard work. Okay, your hard work and determination is paid off so well. Everyone like passionate about what they do, and there is no politics. A typical day is filled with the meeting, brainstorming, and data processing. So these are the things. And apart from that, like AECOM work for India also, and for other country also. So they do like for every type of structure, for architecture, for structure, for geotechnical. I mean, every field they work. They have done a lot of structure, like in the USA, like World Trade Tower. Have you heard? I think. So they have also. I mean, in that project, AECOM also worked. And recently one of the ranking is coming. I don't know what is. So in that Fortune magazine. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
So in the consulting firm industry, AECOM ranked number 1 in the world.
Oh, nice. Okay, so मेरे सवाल तो यहाँ पे खत्म होते हैं. तो लेकिन अगर आपको कुछ एडवाइस देनी हो यंग स्टूडेंट्स को, आपको मतलब बिम के लिए, तो आप डेफिनेटली दे सकते हैं. एंड फिर इसी के साथ हम अपना ये पॉडकास्ट यहीं पे समाप्त करेंगे.
So actually, like BIM is like if anyone want to make in the career in the BIM, basically learn some of the 1-2 software. Okay, in the BIM industry, like architecture also work. Architecture also can work. Civil engineer also. In the mechanical people also can work in this industry. Okay, and for MAP work. Okay. So some of the point, I don't know, electrical people also can work for in this BIM industry. Okay. So like in any field you are, like in mechanical, civil, architecture, so you have to learn basics, some of the software. Then you can join it, and there you can definitely get the chance to work. But the point is, now if you want to come in the BIM industry, you have the interest. So that is important, because you don't get chance to work on the site. Mostly most of the time you have to work from offices. And apart from that, you have the what do you call creative mind. Okay, because you have to assume a lot of things, then you have to create 3D model or 2D model. Right. So that is. And like people talk about that BIM is creating like 3D, 4D, 5D. For modeling part, it is 3D only. Like everyone doing some modeling. So till that 3D model, you have just completed 3D. After that, adding 4D. 4D is not like modeling. Okay. Like in BIM industry, there is 4D, 5D, 6D. Okay, like that things. So if there is 4D, so 4D comes with the time. Like it will tell. We use a lot of software. That software is a thing. I forget the name. So that we use like in 3 months, in 4 months, in like in 1 year, how much project will be completed. So with the help of 4D, we can put it like So that is a 4D, and according to that 5D 6D that will come. So in that we will get the how much cost will be, and also so that is, and it is day by day improving. So there is a lot of opportunity if anyone want to make in career in that. Definitely it will be a very good career. And nowadays we don't have a lot of BIM professionals, so that's also a very demand.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that was really amazing and बीम इंडस्ट्री में आई गेस काफ़ी ज़्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी है एंड ऑफ कोर्स आपने काफ़ी अच्छे से समझा दिया बीम इंडस्ट्री को एंड बीम में लाइक कैसे कैसे लाइक चीज़ें होती हैं बीम इंडस्ट्री में सो आई होप कि पीपल विल रियली लव दिस पॉडकास्ट एंड डेफिनेटली अगर आपको ये पॉडकास्ट अच्छा लगा तो इस पॉडकास्ट को जरूर लाइक करिए एंड शेयर दिस विद योर फ्रेंड्स ताकि उनको भी पता लगे कि बीम इंडस्ट्री क्या है ताकि वो और डीप डाउन में जा सके बीम इंडस्ट्री के एंड अच्छे से समझ पाए इस चीज़ को और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके जाना एंड इनके चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर लेना आई विल गिव लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन सो थैंक यू अभिषेक सर कि आपने टाइम निकाला इस पॉडकास्ट के लिए
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for giving me opportunity.
Of course, sir.